global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happenings today. Southeast has always been in the radar when it comes to the issue of insecurity. Anambra State, Imo State, Ebonyi State seem to be the three epicenters of all this. As we speak right now, Professor Charles Soludo, the Anambra State Governor, have decided to clear the air. Don't forget that UGM were seen trying to enforce it at home order in Abia State, and of course, Soludo have been watching in 3D this time around. He said to give everyone the peace of his mind and what is expected of the security agencies. But before we go into the newspaper to find out exactly what is going on in Southeast Anambra in particular and what may be the fate of UGM in no distant time, we'd like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you'll see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. What Anambra State Governor Professor Charles Soludo has said that the UGM and those armed with sophisticated instruments against the people are not agitators but criminals who have seen crime as a lucrative business. In an interactive session with landlords in Onitsha, as at yesterday, Soludo expressed deep concern that despite the extension of invitation by the state government to the UGM to come out of their hiding and embrace dialogue, the criminals continued in their activities of bringing down people, kidnapping and destruction of property because they saw criminality as a lucrative business. He said the UGM had continued in their illicit activities because the landlords and other critical stakeholders in the state had failed to expose them. The governor pointed out that the season was called, or rather, the governor pointed out that this session was called to interact and interface with the stakeholders with a view to proffering solutions to the challenges such as illegal structures, blockage of drainages, refuse dumps, traffic congestion, among others, bedeviling the state. He noted that the major programs of his administration at present included cleaning up of the state, security of lives and property, and provision of critical infrastructure like roads. He also said that with last Tuesday's expiration of a 2-week deadline given to those whose houses or shops were built on drainages, water channels and major roads to remove such structures, the government would commence the demolition of those houses any moment from now at the expense of the landlords. Oh my God. Criminals kidnapping people for ransom, bringing down people and destruction are not agitating but engaging in lucrative criminality. We know where these criminals are. It is better for them to repent, drop their arms and come for empowerment, or else we will come after them, and when we come, no house, bush or forest inhabited by them will be spared. You cannot force people to stay at home without going to their various places of business, force our children not to go to school and call it agitation. It is not agitation, but a criminal activity, and very soon all those will be addressed. The task forces for the enforcement of traffic offences and stoppage of all forms of criminal activities will be established. A bill for the enactment of law to punish landlords, contractors, and government officials who approve lands on top of drainages, certified payment for contracts not yet completed or completed without specification will soon be sent to the State House of Assembly for legislation. A state lawmaker representing Onitsha North 2 constituency in the State House of Assembly, Edward Ibozo, said he was fully in support of Soludo's planned demolition of 200 houses blocking drainages in Onitsha and environs, adding that It is an offense for someone to build on drainages, thus causing blockages of water channels. And in recent time, I think there was a flash rain that happened in Anambra some days back, about a week ago. You needed to see the flood, the whole water, houses, some people's electronics were done for. The cars were already waterlogged. In fact, it was a terrible sight. They had to call on Gov.Soludo to please come to their aid. I think that's also on it, also thereabout. And the worst part of it all is that these are the same thing that Soludo was talking about, the issue of building on drainages, because water will have nowhere to pass. Eventually, you get to see flooding everywhere. So, well, from all indications, Soludo may likely be breaking some of these. About 200 houses are marked for that, and it's going to be on the expense of the landlord. Double tragedy, if you ask me. But then, looking at the issue of UGM, have you seen what Soludo is trying to do? This is quite interesting, because the truth is, changes are always difficult, especially positive changes. But eventually, when it is done, it's for the good of all. He's saying that, look, those guys isn't doing UGM thing, that they're not agitating. They are actually doing lucrative business. They kidnap, they do all manner. You see beautiful cars inside the bush. He asked, "What is beautiful cars?" Latest Range Rover and the likes doing inside the bush. Is the cars agitating too? These are pertinent questions that requires answers. And the funny part is, he's saying that landlords, those who house them, know them. If you don't start identifying them, there are going to be laws that's going to be enacted, and those who give approval for houses or project not completed or project not done with right specification, there will be laws, punishable laws that will be enacted by the state government that would bring punitive measures against them. And landlords who house UGM or criminals who will not expose them or escalate where necessary, by the time they will come for them, they will also come for their house. Imagine a landlord who have suffered building. But there's another snag too. These things are two-way thing too. When you look at the positive side, please also look at the negative side. The question is, how do you know a criminal tenant when he comes in? You may not know. The landlord is not an angel. The landlord may not even be a god in that context of knowing everything. Because if the tenant comes that he's a businessman who sells product in Opiweka, or he's a businessman who sells spare part in Alaba main market, or better still, sorry, in a main market Onitsha, how would the landlord, okay, somebody will say, why don't he should go to the shop and go and verify. What if he says he does Ungwaya, all these boys, Ungwaya boys that used to do intermediary, or he does, or just open one shop, but actually his main source of income is criminality or kidnapping? How would the landlord know? Because if eventually they trace it to the house, demolishing the landlord's house, I feel it's too high-handed a punishment to give to a landlord. Because if you continue like this, landlords now may be scared to give houses to businessmen, because they don't know if you're into criminality too. So I think when they're enacting those laws, there should be crosses to those laws so that they can spare the innocent landlords who know nothing about the kidnapping rate. I guess that's what's going to wrap it up. What's your take on the latest move being made by Soludo to drag all the stakeholders into this matter and to see how they can, sanitize Anambra again? Listen to that.